Hello, this is Edith Neumeyer, and I'm the author of the book, The Mystery of Adam. I want to do a video again on kind of a cross-reference to Revelation and the study I have already done. So if you would like to listen to my video on Revelation, I think it's called The Mystery of Revelation and Babylon, the beast, Babylon the Great, and it's Revelation 17 and 18. Do that first so you have some kind of understanding of what this section is about. And I am cross-referencing today with Isaiah 47. Because these same things that John was, the same kind of words that John was using in Revelation to prophesy about Babylon the Great, and the beast and the whore that was sitting on the beast. He took lots of, well, I don't know if he took the information out of Isaiah, but I'm almost certain that John knew Isaiah, and so that's why these two are similar. So I want to read today Isaiah 47. So here we go. I'm going to start with verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, so virgin daughter of Babylon. So she is a descendant or a daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground without a throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. So, in other words, she's coming out of Babylon, out of the Chaldeans, and we have to think about how how is she related to Babylon and to the Chaldeans? Well, by what she believes, okay, what she believes. So her belief system, and especially the religious beliefs, okay, the religious beliefs. For you shall no longer be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal. Remove your veil. Strip off the skirt. Okay, so she was considered, of course, a whore. Uncover the leg. Cross the rivers. Now, I don't know. I'm certain there is a symbolic representation about crossing rivers, which I don't know. I mean, some of you may know, so if you do, put it in the comment section. Your nakedness will be uncovered. Your shame also will be exposed. What kind of shame? Because she's a whore. Okay? She's a whore, and she whores with, other people. I will take vengeance and will not spare a man. Our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit silently. And this seems to be like a short verse that really doesn't have anything to do with this whore, but it continues. Sit silently and go into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you will no more be called the Queen of Kingdoms. I was angry with you, my people. And again, this one is also kind of brought in and has nothing to do now with the Queen of Heaven or with this Babylon. I was angry with my people. I profaned my heritage. I gave them into your hand. Okay, I gave them into your hand. So he's talking to Babylon, right? Saying, I gave you, my people, into the hands of Babylon. So who is his people? Well, his people could be either the Israelites or the Jews. It could also be Christians. Okay, all believers are God's people. So, but in this case, I was angry with my people is most likely here referring, of course, to the Jews or to Israel, and who were giving into the hands, of Babylon. And how is that happening? Well, I made videos about how the Jews today are being given into the hands of this Babylon the Great. I said this is the same as the Babylon the Great in Revelation. And I've said that many times, that this Babylon the Great and this harlot and this beast system is papacy. And I don't know, in one of my videos, I thought that maybe the Jesuits were actually the whore that's sitting, or even black papacy that's sitting on this papacy and is riding this whore. So, I mean, there can be speculations, but here it's talking about that the Jews, or even like Judaism, was given into the hands of this whore. Okay? So it's very clearly that this Babylon, you will see that these words are used, the same words that John used in Revelation. So there's a correlation between this Babylon and the people giving into the hands of this, of Babylon. So this is very important to understand that the Jews, Judaism, even Zionism, is not this Babylon. Okay? They're not. But they are given into the hands of Babylon. Babylon is the beast system. And the beast system is absolutely, papacy. So, let's continue. And we're reading in verse 6. You did not show mercy to them on the age you made your yoke. On the aged, you made your yoke very heavy. Okay? So here it is talking about, again, that his people were oppressed, and especially the aged, okay, had a heavy yoke to carry. Yet you said, I shall be a queen forever. Now, did we see this, of course, in Revelation? Yes. Okay, I shall be a queen forever. These things you did not consider, nor remember the outcome of them. Now then, hear this, you sensual one. She's called a sensual one, right? Who dwells securely. Okay, that's what she says. Well, I sit securely, right? Who says, in your heart, I am, and there is no one beside me. See, she's even calling herself I am. Who else calls himself I am? It's God himself, right? And Jesus called himself I am. He said, I'm God. And what is this lady calling herself I am? And that is what we read, I believe, in 2 Thessalonians with Paul, that this system is making himself like God. The system that many call, Antichrist. And of course, I don't believe there's an Antichrist, at the end of our time, before the return of Jesus. I don't believe that. I believe the Antichrist is here, and that beast system, and this Babylon is this beast system. So, I shall not sit as a widow. We're right now in verse 8 still. And that is just really taking it out of Revelation. And here it says Revelation 18:7. Okay? I mean, just the words, the same words. I shall not sit as a widow, nor shall I know loss of children. Okay? But these two things shall come on you suddenly in one day. Okay, and he again says that in Revelation, I think 18:8. Because I'm kind of just looking at this and kind of comparing it, what this commentator did here. But it's really interesting if you, of course, read Revelation 17 and 18, how similar these things are, very similar. Let's see, where am I at? Verse 9, but these two things shall come on you suddenly in one day. Loss of children and widowhood. Oh, here's what I wanted to say something about the children. Okay, what kinds of children does she have? Well, these children are the different churches, the different religions that are bowing down to her. Okay, bowing down. Like, for instance, right now we have a lot of evangelical churches and organizations that are going back to Mother Church. Okay, it's very important that we do understand that. A lot of people, a lot of evangelicals, a lot of charismatic evangelicals are trying to go back to make dealings with the Pope. And the Pope is saying, come back to Mother Church, okay? You are my children, come back. And this is what this is referring to. So, but here it's talking about that she will have loss of children and widowhood, okay? They shall come on you in full measure in spite of your many sorceries, in spite of the great power of your spells. And you felt secure in your wickedness and said, no one sees me. Your wisdom and your knowledge, they have deluded you. For you have said in your heart, I am, and there is no one beside me. Here she's saying that again, I am, making herself God, okay? But evil will come on you, which you will not know how to charm away. A disaster will fall on you for which you cannot atone, and destruction about which you do not know will come on you suddenly. Suddenly, it says again up here, in one day. Okay, I believe I have talked about that sudden destruction. Of course, if you read Revelation, you'll see that there is going to be sudden, in one day, sudden destruction, will hit Babylon the Great. And of course, that is going to be the Vatican. Something is going to hit the Vatican and will destroy the Vatican suddenly and in one day. Okay, in one day. What is it? Some people say it's fire. Some people, who knows what it is? I don't know. If you look at the wrath of God, which is poured out on the beast and the ungodly, well, it can be through a meteorite. Does a meteorite hit in the Mediterranean? Or does a meteorite, or is it, a volcano? There is a volcano very close to Rome. And, there's always activity, even still around, Italy, lots of volcanic activities, lots of earthquakes, okay? Some people, of course, believe it happens through fire. Could be a huge major earthquake and, fire or lava or whatever is going to happen. I have no idea for 100%, but the fact is that it's going to happen, okay? So it will say, come on you suddenly. Now verse 12, stand fast now in your spells and in your many sorceries with which you have labored from your youth. Perhaps you will be able to profit. Okay? So all the signs, remember we hear about the signs that this beast is performing. That's the signs and sorceries. And they have done this all along. They have performed these signs. Now for us, it may not be signs anymore because we're so far advanced. But in those days, they had all the power. And they were deceiving and scaring people to death. So perhaps you will be able to profit. Perhaps you may cause trembling. Okay? You are wearied with your many counsels. Let now the astrologers, those who prophesy by the stars, those who predict by the new moons, stand up and save you from what will come upon you. Okay? Now, we know that the Vatican has astronomers. In fact, they own a huge observatory. I believe it's in Arizona, called Lucifer, of all the names. Yes, and it's I believe it's in Arizona. But they do have, observatories. And it says, let the astrologers, those who prophesy by the stars, so people, seers, those who predict by the new moon, stand up and save you from what will come. And that is already happening, okay? I'm almost certain that the Vatican knows what's happening and knows what's coming, just like the governments in this world know what is happening. They know that the wrath of God is very close, and they are preparing for it. But can they really prevent what's going to, totally prevent what's going to happen? Well, I don't think so, because they don't know for 100%, what's going to happen. But they are definitely preparing things, right now. The Vatican is, the governments of the world are. Because, see, the governments of this world are bowing down to the beast system. Behold, they have become like stubble. Fire burns them. They cannot deliver themselves from the power of the flame. See, here it is kind of a foreshadowing of what is going to happen, right? It's a fire. Fire burns them. They cannot deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There will be no coal to warm by, nor a fire to sit before. So here's saying there's going to be fire, but also everything may be devastated, and at the end, there's nothing going to be left over. So have those become to you with whom you have labored, who have trafficked with you from your youth. Each has wandered in his own way. There is none to save you. There's none to save you, because all are going to be destroyed, and all are going to be all together, destroyed, killed. So this is absolutely a warning to this Babylon the Great, or the beast out of the sea and the beast out of the earth, who will bow down to the beast out of the sea. It's all one beast system. Okay, they're all one. One is supporting the other. When we hear about the beast out of the earth, it's called the false prophet. He is, worshiping the beast. So it's part of it. He's bowing down to the beast. He's supporting the beast, or the beast out of the sea, or this Babylon. So they are all one system, all of them. If you see, the beast out of the sea, and then later on you see Babylon the Great and the whore on top. And it's called Babylon the Great, right? In Revelation. Let's kind of go there. Let's see. Revelation 17 and 18. So here it is. 17 says, the doom of Babylon. Okay? It describes doom. And it says, Babylon the Great in verse 5, the mother of harlots and the abomination of the earth. Okay? So this is a big system. This is not just one man. Okay? If it would be only one man, it would take time for this man to actually create such a diverse and big system. And we know, it says here, and the woman whom you saw is the great city which reigns over the kings of the earth. So that person has to have power to reign over it's something that slowly it's put in place. Somebody's just not going to rule from one day to another, rule over all the kings of the earth. But so it's a city, the great city. Okay, and that's verse 18 in Revelation 17. Who rules over and reigns over the kings of the earth. So all the kings of the earth bow down to this great city, whatever that great city is. Of course, I know it's the Vatican. Okay, Vatican is also a city. It's not just a state, but it's also a city. And then in 18, after these things, I saw another angel coming. Okay, and then verse 2 says, and he cried out with a mighty voice, saying, fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great, and she has become a dwelling place of demons, and a prison of every unclean spirit, and a prison of every unclean, hateful bird. Can you imagine that? She has become. That doesn't just happen overnight, okay? That is something that has developed over a long period of time. And that's why I believe this is a system. It's not just one person. So for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the passion of her immorality, and the kings of the earth have committed acts of immorality with her, and the merchants of the earth have become rich by the wealth of her sensuality. Okay? So this is a huge system. So, yeah, you can continue to read. For this reason, in one day, here it is, in one day, and that's in verse 8. For this reason, in one day, her plagues will come, pestilence and mourning and famine, and she will be burned up with fire. Here we have it. For the Lord God who judges her is strong. So there's going to be lots of things coming. Pestilence, plagues, mourning and famine, and of course fire. It says, in verse 10, that the kings of the earth stand at a distance because of the fear of her torment, saying, Woe, woe, the great city Babylon, the strong city, for in 1 hour your judgment has come. Here's again this 1 hour thing. In 1 hour your judgment has come. So they mourn when she just kind of goes under. So here it says in verse 16, Woe, 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 the great city, she who was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls. Tell me who is adorned with purple and scarlet and gold and precious stones and pearls. You tell me who that is. Is that Trump or Kushner or any of these? Think about even William. Some people even say the Prince William or whatever. No, this is the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church is purple and scarlet and is adorned with precious stones and pearls. That's what that is. Again in 17 it's saying, for in 1 hour such great wealth has been laid waste. And 18 says, they're crying out as they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like the great city? And they threw dust on their heads and were crying out, weeping, mourning, saying, Woe, woe, the great city in which all who had ships at sea became rich by her wealth. For in 1 hour she was being laid waste. So this is now what Revelation is saying. Read both of these accounts, Revelation and Isaiah. What did I say? Isaiah. Now I lost it. What did I read? That's interesting. Now I can't find it. I think it was Isaiah 40 something. There it is. 47. Isaiah 47. Interesting the things you can find in the Old Testament prophets and how they really parallel the things that John prophesied very much. So we have not just one witness, we have two witnesses. And it's also strange, that many people want to just falsely interpret these things. It just is beyond me. But again, study it. I think it was pretty interesting to see that. And yes, when the wrath of God is coming, this Babylon the Great is going to fall in one day. Jesus is coming to put an end to his enemies. And the first enemy that he is putting an end to, of course, is Babylon the Great, or the beast out of the sea and the beast out of the earth. He is going to put an end to this system. And I've already said quite a lot, about this beast system, that it has all kinds of support, and I believe including Zionism is part of that beast system. And of course they're hiding it. I don't think that most people are not aware of it. If Judaism would be aware that Zionism is an arm of the Roman Catholic Church, I don't think they would be deceived, of course. But because they don't know, that's why they're deceived. So that's why it's very important that we open our eyes. But it is coming. It is coming very soon. And they will not they will not get away. They will not get away. This whole system is not going to get away. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to be destroyed. But make no mistake, before Jesus comes to destroy his enemies, he will come for his bride first. So you make sure that you're part of that bride, because the time is very, very close.